Oh. I hate this.
That's how you know you have a kid in your house when you say yucky.
How did I say yucky?
You said yucky. Not yuck, not gross. You said yucky. Like a 2-year-old.
Well, welcome back to another fantabulous episode of Two Drunk Guys in a Football Podcast. I am your co-host, Marcus, M-A-R-C-U-S, The Hammer, M-E-R-I, Mary. Back with another banger with my other co-host. What's your name again?
I'm Skinny Domestic.
Skinny Domestic.
Yeah.
It's good to see you again, Skinny Domestic.
Yes.
It's only been a week.
Yeah, it's only been a week. Yeah, and we've talked on the phone multiple times since then. You know.
When did we talk on the phone? We didn't talk on the phone.
Like 20 minutes ago when you called me.
That didn't happen at all.
All right. We have a good episode. It's officially the playoffs, NFL playoffs. We're done with the regular season. Finally, fantasy's over with. If you played in Week 18 for any of your championships, don't do that league ever again. Play different leagues and play Week 17 championships. But if you won, congratulations. Good episode today. We got news, previous week scores and things like that. Bad betting, of course. We're gonna talk about the end of year awards updates on if any of our situations have changed. We're gonna talk about where we were right and where we were wrong in terms of like records, divisions, those type of things, and predictions for the year. Because you know we hold ourselves accountable on this podcast.
Yeah, we do. Darius Toney's the best. That's all I know.
And then, of course, we have our pick'ems for the college football playoffs, which will be first game is tonight, as in Thursday when this is released, and then NFL pick'ems for the playoffs. So, with that, Marcus, why don't you get us started with the news?
Crazy one. Jets interviewed Rex Ryan again. They just can't quit him, I guess. So, kind of crazy. You never see a franchise interview the same guy. I mean, you kind of do, but like, it's usually like I'm John Gruden and I get traded to the Bucks and go back to the Raiders. What?
Speaking of John Gruden, he's a listed candidate for the Raiders position. They haven't, like, nothing's been official in terms of like an interview or anything, but his name was dropped.
Hey, regardless of John Gruden, I can't talk about John Gruden's character. But I do enjoy John Gruden as a head coach. That's all I gotta say. He may be racist, may not be. I can't speak on that.
Tom Brady has an impact on who is the head coach this time, so we'll see what the Raiders end up doing.
I bet Tom Brady loves him some fucking John Gruden.
I would doubt it. But sorry, go back to Rex Ryan being in.
That's awesome though. I hope that happens. 3 stints with a coach with a team. That'd be insane.
First time ever, probably, for sure, as a head coach.
Oh, yeah, I can't think of another. I mean, people come back. It's happened before. I mean, what's his face did? The Viking Bud Grant did. Fucking obviously John Gruden.
But like,
come back twice. But
some of those, but those weren't coming back. Those weren't coming back under the same situation that he would be coming back from.
I hope to God the Jets hire back Rex Ryan. You know how fucking cool that'd be.
Dude, he hasn't been a coach for a while, so it'll be.
No, it's been the last time he head coached was for the Jets, wasn't it?
Pretty sure.
Like when he was gone.
Yeah.
Because his fucking brother. What's his fucking brother's name? Something Ryan, obviously.
Bill.
No, not Bill.
What's Rex?
Fucking...
Right.
He was the Saints defensive coordinator.
Yeah. Rob
Ryan.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, dude. pretty crazy. NFL's fucking flipping upside down. I also saw that fucking what's his face interviewed with the Bears. The Cowboys did decline to let Mike McCarthy talk to the Bears, which that'd be cool too if he got an NFC North, dude. Everything's going back to like 2010s football. Like I'm like that's awesome, head coaches and everything. But what's Pete Carroll? Pete Carroll's old ass, who should be in a goddamn retirement, is a candidate named to be the Bears head coach. I don't know if he interviewed with him.
Yeah,
but it said he might.
Dude, there's gonna be a lot of. It'll be interesting to see how this goes, because of course you got like Ben Johnson's the number one guy that every team wants pretty much as a
Mike
head coach.
Vrabel will be a big one.
Yeah, Mike Vrabel. Teams are even reaching out to Bill Belichick to reconsider going to college. Which
it wouldn't be the first time Bill Belichick went back on an offer for a team. So he's done it before.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens with the Jets filling. But yeah, Rex Ryan's not a name that I would have thought of.
I guess Steve Spagnuolo is also up in the runnings too as a head coach. Which he had a good. I mean, that Chiefs team ran around that, so be a good one. Who else did I see? God, there's so much stuff. Oh, what's his face got fired? Antonio Pierce, and so did the Jags. Doug Peterson. Doug Peterson needed to be fired. Antonio Pierce kind of shady.
Yeah, I mean, the Raiders team itself. I mean, you have Aiden O'Connell or Gardner Minshew at quarterback. You traded away Devontae Adams. Your best receiver is actual receiver is Jacoby Myers, and then you have Brock Bowers. Your defense was okay. You dealt with injuries. It wasn't Antonio Pierce. I mean, no, you could have put Bill Belichick on that team or Nick Saban, like take Pete Carroll, Mike Tomlin even, and they probably don't come out any better than what they currently were. So that's a dumpster fire that needs to be figured out, and whatever team takes it, whatever coach decides to take it, good luck.
Yeah, I mean, I agree completely. It'll be interesting. And then also Gerard Mayo got fired and said, quote, "Is it because I'm black?" I don't know. That's weird. Why did they fire him? Why did they do that?
I don't know what Robert Kraft was thinking hiring him for 1 year.
He promised that he would let him be the head coach, but he also didn't, like, there was good enough things going on that I just don't know why you get rid of them so quick. It makes no sense for you to hire a coach for a year and fire them.
Especially when, again, that team, what did you expect?
Yeah.
What was expected of them? Your quarterback situation was garbage for most of the year. Your rookie quarterback he played well. Drake May did come in and play well. Last game of the season, you had Joe Melton come in and play very good too. You don't have a true wide receiver one. Your wide receiver play again is sketchy again, which they need. That's a big address that you need to get figured out. Your DBs on your defense have been good, but you let Matthew Judon go. Don't have much of a pass rush. Like, things that have to be addressed in the offseason and the draft. I just don't get why you'd hire a guy for 1 year, especially a guy that was rooted to the team. Like, he is a Patriot. He, highly thought of Patriot.
Respected,
respected and all that. And you just do, like, his relationship.
Super Bowl winning team Patriots, too.
His relationship is definitely going to be a little bit different now because of that. I just think just like quarterbacks, I've always said you have to give it at least 2 to 3 years for a head coach, and I would say unless you're Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer's a different story. But 2 to 3 years as a head coach and 2 to 3 years as a quarterback to see if they're worth anything or can do anything. Because usually, if you're a highly scouted quarterback, you're usually going to a team that already is not going to be good and it's going to take time, and you have to build around them, or you get, the Caleb Williams situation where they put everything around you to win and you still couldn't do it. But, and like head coaches, like they're the scapegoats as a head coach, whatever. I'll take my $3 million guaranteed every year contract for the next whatever, and just like Kingsbury with the Cardinals, he still being paid by them. John Gruden with the Raiders still getting paid by them. Like all these guys that got fired a year into it, and
Well, didn't John Gruden get a 10-year,
yeah,
$100 million contract?
yeah. So like people are a lot of these you hire them for a year, you're paying them no matter what. You might as well let them try to build somewhat of a culture. Like the Lions did it perfectly with Dan Campbell. I think they've got the right talent. Dan Campbell's built a culture, and it's developed into something good. Wasn't just relying on talent. Wasn't just a shit show. He's improved every year, and they've turned something into a Lions team. So these coaching firings, some of them just don't make sense, especially the main one.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't at all. So I don't know. We'll see. There's a lot of good head coaches out here. If your team needs a coach, it wouldn't be a bad year to have it. Especially if John Gruden's floating around. Rex Ryan. I mean, who knows what he'll be if he can adapt to modern NFL. But I mean, they're still in touch with this.
And you have all these coordinators. Yeah, you have all these coordinators that could come do it too if they choose to leave. I mean, the last couple of years, Spagnuolo and Ben Johnson have been guys to be like, hey, come be a head coach, and they've opted to stay with the organizations. So, I think it'll be a fun off season for the coaches. Again, like always, I think it always is.
But and think about this too. Everyone talks about Ben Johnson. Then you got fucking Eric Glenn out there who has done a pretty decent job. I mean, they've had a lot of injuries, but I don't know if he'll get a job this year, but he could. I mean, he was a good football player back in his day. He obviously knows what he's doing, and he's good at building the culture. Like, there's a lot of quarterbacks or a lot of coaches that it's going to be a good year to get a coach if you fire a coach. So that's probably why a lot of these teams did get rid of their coaches so quick.
Yeah. You got any more news?
Nope.
Okay. Titans officially have the number 1 pick, so they are on the clock. Right now, the heavy favorite is them to draft Cam Ward. Wouldn't be too opposed to that, but I think if you trust Will Levis, I think you go a different route. But Will Levis had too many bad games, I think. He brought in Mason Rudolph, so I guess, go get yourself a quarterback, and there's no way that Sanders goes and plays in Tennessee. There's no way. So I think we're looking at it. Cam Ward's probably going to be a Tennessee Titan, which I think it will be a good situation. They got receivers there at least, so and your running backs, so at least something on the offense for him. Bills signed Mike White to another 1-year contract, so got a backup quarterback behind, or I guess a backup to the backup, because you got Mitch Trubisky and Josh Allen, so backup to the backup. Jair Alexander has knee surgery, so he won't be back until potentially the Super Bowl. So if the Packers make it.
Dude never is healthy.
Well, and you're about to make a playoff run and can't be healthy. Chargers signed Zeke to the practice. I know it's only the practice squad, but still a big developing story. J.K. Dobbins did get a little bummed up in that Chargers game. He got tackled weird back on his knee, and he still played, but you could definitely see like he on the sideline and stuff, it was aggravating him. So just a vet running back to get in that room, and potentially some, especially like goal line touches and stuff too if you need it. David Montgomery is officially good to go, so probably see him back, which sucks for all those over regular season rushing yards where he didn't get it by 0.5. The thing that really sucked was they didn't put him on IR, so everybody was like, oh, he's going to come back, and then he never did. It's like, man, just get one more yard, and all these people hit, but didn't happen. And then another Packers hit is Christian Watson torn ACL, so one receiver less. I don't feel like he didn't really have much of an impact for that offense this year like he did last year. Disappointing. Yeah. Definitely is going to impact him clearly because he's one of their options. Somebody else has to step up now, but in this time of the year, torn ACL, he won't be back until week 8 or later, potentially, if not even farther.
Depends, but yeah,
So
it'll be decent.
just 4 score updates: 2 college, 2 NFL. Number 7 Notre Dame beats Georgia 23-10. That was going on when we filmed last week because we filmed on Thursday, but we didn't catch the end of it. Like, we just finished like right before the end of the game, so we didn't really get to talk about it. Notre Dame looks good. It'll be interesting to see what they do. I have them making it to the championship game. I think they lose the championship game, but I have them making it to the championship game. And yeah, Georgia had their backup quarterback. I know people will say it's next man up and should do it, but yeah, he definitely having your backup. Definitely is not as good as what Beck was, but. And then North Dakota State wins the FCS championship 35-32 against Montana State. North Dakota State is literally a dynasty in the FCS. Since 2011, take a guess on how many championships they've won.
10.
Yes.
That's a lot. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy, but
they went on like runs of like 5, I think like a run of 5 or 6 years in a row, and then JMU won it, and then they went on another run, and then South Dakota State won it 2 years. Like North Dakota State,
JMU is James Madison.
Yeah. North Dakota State had, Trey Lance, a quarterback at one point, Carson Wentz during those times.
Why don't they just go up a division? Why don't they go into like the NCAA instead of whatever their FCS or?
Probably just because of the size is my guess. What's crazy too is I was thinking about that same thing. They come in and have like played schools like Iowa State and like, FBS schools and have beaten them. But my guess is just because they probably, if they play a bunch of FBS schools, I'm going to guess they probably.
Like, why don't you go to like the Mountain West? Like, I'm sure they could destroy those teams. Like, tell me they couldn't beat Boise.
Yeah, I guess.
Or compete with them.
I don't know how that all works. Maybe it's something that they need to do because 10. Maybe they just enjoy their 10 out of 10 over the last 13 years now, 14 years.
They've had a decent amount of players get drafted too.
Yeah,
high picks too.
Yeah,
Trey Lance was a top 4 pick, and so was Carson Wentz was top 2.
Yep, Trey Lance was top 4. I think number 4. I think they had a wide receiver get drafted too.
Who would that be?
Maybe not high, but let me look real quick. Easton State. Oh, Christian Watson.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I knew it had to be recent. Christian Watson, Easton Stick, Carson Wentz.
Easton Stick, I forgot about Easton Stick.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good names. Marcus Williams.
Oh, yep.
Darius Shepard. Nick DeLuca. Yeah, so they've had some decent. Oh, Cody Mock, the dude with the Tampa Bay Bucks, no teeth, no front teeth.
Oh yeah, the lineman.
Yeah, yep. But yeah, no, they did good. I think they need to. It'd be interesting to see how they would, like you said, go to like the Mountain West and compete. Then for NFL, just have the 2 scores. Eagles 20-13 to the Giants. Eagles rested their starters. Giants, Drew Lock didn't have the same type of game as he did the week before. We got it done. I'll take it, I guess. It's week 18. Wasn't a very important game for us, so whatever. And then Lions 31, Vikings 9. The one thing that I got from that game is Sam Darnold was atrocious in the red zone.
The wrong thing for Minnesota to do is to go give him a big contract. Next year, we drafted, as Minnesota Vikings fans, I know it's going to be doomer. We drafted J.J. McCarthy to be the future of this franchise. If this game showed me anything, which I was worried, is Sam Darnold is good enough to win, but he is not an elite quarterback. He is at best an above average quarterback, but that's also when he has a top five team around him once it comes to offense. And defense played remarkable. That the score doesn't show it. Like that the defense is playing good. Sam Darnold was terrible in the red zone. What the Vikings need to do, because we'll probably lose to the Rams, knowing how Minnesota is. I'm going to ride with them, but I know how this team is, and I know what they do in playoff situations. We should legitimately, if we think we're going to keep Sam Darnold, franchise tag his ass. Do not pay him the money. Franchise tag his ass. If he's good, if JJ's good to start next season, and you feel comfortable in it, fucking trade him. We have Daniel Jones, which people laugh at that. Kind of the same situation as Sam Darnold.
Yeah. What? Okay. Would you, if he makes it to the NFC Championship game and balls out but loses, would you be okay with them paying him at all?
Anything short of us winning a Super Bowl, don't pay him. If he gives us to the Super Bowl, it'd be hard, but like, dude, it's Sam Darnold. Like, I like Sam Darnold. I love Savior Sam. It's been fun with the memes, but let's be real. KOC, well, and they were talking about trading KOC. I don't know if we talked about that last week.
Mm-mm.
He is, yeah, there were trade whispers about him getting traded to teams. I doubt that happens. But that'd be stupid. Even if it was for 3 first-round picks, it wouldn't even matter. It wouldn't be worth it.
Yeah.
He's a good head coach. I was kind of iffy with him. I think Kiosi's good. He's a quarterback whisperer. Sam Darnold has a lot of talent, but the thing about Sam Darnold, he's good at throwing the deep balls. He's good at that. You know what he's not good at? Checking the fucking ball down.
Yeah, he missed Jordan Addison wide open on the end zone play, specifically called for him too.
Yeah, and here's the thing about this. It is, once it gets to this point, the game, like if we would have made some plays, momentum shifts. And momentum does weird things in NFL games. If you score those touchdowns, they may not score 28 points. You know, things change. I mean, we also got fucked. We should have had a safety that they did not call, but that's because NFL reffing's terrible.
Well, you don't kick the field goals.
Mm-hmm.
You could have been up 12 to. You could have been 12-10 at one point. You could have actually had a lead. Not like just even that 2-point lead changes things a little bit in terms of what's going on. You know, like just a tiny bit. I guess you have a little bit of confidence. Like, hey, we're winning. Like. Could have changed things a little bit.
It could have changed momentum. We just, I don't know. The Lions have gotten the best of us. They're a good coach team. They're a good team. Just in general, defense plays us hard. They blitzed us and made our line work. And Sam Darnold just couldn't. We can't win on the back of Sam Darnold. He's just not.
Yeah.
Who he is as a player. Now, if we win the Super Bowl, then you got to kind of take it back. But I think give him his money, franchise tag him, and then just fucking. I think you stay with the plan of J.J. McCarthy. I keep seeing people say J.J. McCarthy, you should trade him for a third and a fourth. I'm like, are you stupid? I was like, keep J.J. McCarthy, let J.J. McCarthy develop. If Sam Darnold has to start all next year again, that's fine. But J.J. McCarthy also is 21 years old, going to be 22 next year, has probably just as talented of an arm as Sam Darnold, and is young and moldable.
Yeah, and he's great at handing the ball off. Learned that at Michigan. So, I can agree with the franchise tag. You commit to him one more year potentially, and even then, if you decide it's time for JJ to go in, it's like
trade him.
Yeah,
every team's salivating over him.
Yeah, so yeah. Score 9 doesn't look too good. That's why I think that line is a lot closer than we expected. Speaking of lines, we're going to go into bad betting. So, last week was not a good week, but of course it wasn't because it was week 18, and who the fuck knows with that.
Yeah,
We
that's
went
hard.
we went 0-4. So I mean, three of the teams that we bet on lost. One of them won, but didn't win by what they were. So like, what can you expect? Regular season though, we did finish above 500. We went 35-31. And then if you've been parlaying with us, depending on how you do the parlays, like if you do the $10 back, those type of things, reuse your money, you'd still be up about $240, $270 on the year. So, like
Once
what,
you hit, you hit.
what's that? Like that comes out to like you up $15 a week over the last 18 weeks or something like that. Whatever, take it, 15 extra bucks. That's like 3 lunches for you in a week, depending on where you go. So for the playoffs, we're gonna bet. I don't think we did it like this last year. We might have. I think last year we maybe did like 2 or 3 games. I don't remember.
No, I think we bet all of them.
We bet all of them. Okay, I couldn't
Yeah.
remember. So this year we're gonna do the same thing. Just every game, every game that's going on in each round, we'll bet them. So this week 6 games. We're gonna bet on all 6 games. This week we have the Chargers covering 2.5 versus the Texans. The Steelers plus 9.5 against the Ravens, which the Ravens may not have Zay Flowers, so that will be impactful. The Bills minus 8.5 against the Broncos. The Eagles minus 4.5 against the Packers. The Bucks minus 3 against the Commanders, and the Vikings minus 1.5 against the Vikings. Looks like we're picking like pretty much every favorite to win their games. Well, at least in the betting. I'm okay with some of this. So right now, 6-leg parlay. If you paid about $10, you'd win about $475. Again, odds are subject to change, and excuse me, sorry. Depending on the app you're using, might be a little bit different too. But yeah, I think it's solid. We'll see how it goes, though. I feel like there's 1 or 2 questionable for me there. Marcus, I do have a topic that I wanted to bring up before we get into like our other like where we were right and end of the year stuff. If you could give one player, I guess it's 2 questions, but we'll do the first one first. If you could give one player on the Minnesota Vikings steroids, and it was legal, perfectly okay to do, what player would you give the steroids to?
Steroids to an NFL player.
On the Vikings.
It's a good question. That's a very odd question to ask. Good question. Good question. I don't know. Maybe Cam Akers. He'd be stronger and faster, and he's younger than what's not David Montgomery.
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Jones. Aaron Rodgers.
Jones. Jesus. Oh my God. Well, he is younger than Aaron Rodgers, but
yeah, he's younger than Aaron Jones. He'd be way explosive, be strong as shit. Like he'd be so crazy.
Imagine giving it to CJ Ham.
CJ Ham doesn't need it, dude. CJ Ham's perfect the way he is. I should get a CJ Ham jersey, dude.
I respect it. Okay, now let's take it to a broader, more scope. If you could give one NFL player in the league steroids, who would it be?
One NFL player steroids.
Like, I know my answer. He's not in the NFL anymore, but I know my answer.
Honestly,
I guess previous players. If you want current, I could give you an answer too, probably.
I want to see what it'd be like if Jameson Williams fucking was on steroids. Because could you imagine how fast he is? Because he is so fast. He's probably the fastest player in the NFL right now, or damn close to it.
Yeah.
Him on steroids. Could you imagine how much faster he could be and strong? Like I watched him truck a Minnesota Vikings DB. Is sad. Imagine getting trucked by Jameson Williams, man. That's embarrassing. But someone tiny like that.
So the first person that initially came to my head was like an Aaron Donald, like Imagine what dude was getting double and triple teamed and just fucking fight. Imagine giving him steroids. He'd be like a fucking baby rhino, and like he'd just be fucking. You'd have just sent 4 dudes on his ass,
Dude. That's so not fair. It's like LT, man. He's like unblockable. Like you can't. You might as well just run the other way and fucking roll out the opposite side every play.
Dude, I couldn't imagine what Aaron Donald on steroids. But if we're going current players, give me Jalen Hurts. Imagine the tush. Dude already back squats 600 pounds. Get him into the 650 to 700 area. That dude would be carrying linemen on him type shit.
Jesus, dude.
And he'd be a little quicker than he is. He'd be like closer to Lamar Jackson speed, but like could carry 2 linemen at a time on his back.
I take mine back. Let's give Rodrigo Blankenship fucking kills.
Oh man!
Could you imagine that? He's like, "What are you gonna do about it?"
Oh man, with his glasses on too. Like, how could you take that serious?
You can't. Is the thing. You literally can't.
Hold on. He's 192. Oh, he is 6'1". I guess he's like your height. He's like our height, and 192 pounds. So it'd be like you, almost, but goofier looking with the glass.
Way goofier looking. He looks like a kid that was bullied in math class or something. Yeah. He's like, actually?
That'd be interesting, though. Or like, yeah. See, I just figured give it to the biggest, strongest guys and just see how much more the limits could be pushed. Like DK Metcalf, AJ Brown, like how much more ridiculously bulky, stronger could they get?
Hey, and or AJ Brown is kind of freaky, but he's nowhere near DK Metcalf.
Oh no, but yeah, imagine DK.
Dude, DK would be scary.
Yeah, fuck. We need to get this happening. We need to push for the NFL to make it legal. 1 player on each team can legally get steroid, especially with the newest Department of Health guy. I'm pretty sure steroids are pretty much going to be over-the-counter drugs. So
nice, dude. That's what we want. Well, and think about it, dude. Someone like Brian Cushing.
Oh fuck.
On steroids, dude. Brian Cushing's crazy. I saw an edit of him the other day. It cracked me up because he's just like, obviously it started with the fucking video of him fucking taking off his helmet and headbutting the Browns player and then bleeding and stuff like that. Dude, like, oh, I want to talk about something before. Did you see the hit by Andrew Van Ginkel on Jahmyr Gibbs?
No.
Look it up. That is the hardest and best hit. I thought it was going to be a penalty. That's the best hit I've seen in the NFL in a decade.
On Gibbs?
Yeah, on Jahmyr Gibbs. Andrew Van Ginkel's
The Minnesota Vikings published this video.
I'm sure they did.
Quitter's Day.
Do you hear that?
Look it up.
No, share the screen. Share the screen with the fans.
No, they won't see it. I'll have to pull it over. I guess put it in front of us. Accept cookies. It's playing an ad. All right, here we. Oh, it's replaying the ad. What the hell? It said I could skip.
I can't even see it on your screen.
You can't see it because I had to pull it over to my screen because remember I screen
record.
Hold on, I'm playing the commercial, and then we'll watch it.
It was by far the best hit I've seen, and
I don't know. I think Myles Garrett to Mason Rudolph is the best hit I've seen.
That was a good hit. Hit in the head. That's a solid hit, isn't it?
Let me replay that. Why won't this go down? I don't know why it's doing that. Go away. Yeah, that's a good hit. Good solid hit. Beautiful tackle. Impressive.
Yeah, it was. The only highlight of that and my boy freaking what's his face? Irv, what is his name? Defensive back or linebacker. Why can't I think of his name? Now I'm a fake Vikings fan. Number 0, Irv something. His pick. Let me look. Now I'm crazy skinny. Now I'm losing my credibility. Why is this not
Ivan
full?
Pace Jr.
Ivan Pace Jr. There you go.
You wanted to
Yeah,
say Irv Smith Jr. so bad.
I did, but I knew it wasn't Irv Smith because obviously he's our tight end from Alabama.
Yeah. But what were you saying?
Uh,
We got off. We just got totally sidetracked.
Brooke pushed through. She knows I'm doing the pod. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, it messes it up sometimes with that. But or Ivan Pace Jr.'s interception was crazy. Everything was crazy. Harrison Smith had a pick. What else happened?
Wasn't a whole lot you could
Be happy about.
be
Yeah, I was
happy about.
surprised.
All right, let's get into our end of the year awards. So this can be. So I did mine of who I think it should be. Probably not who it's actually going to be. But if I had to hand the award, this is who I would give it to.
Oh, I thought we were going to do our preseason ones. Oh, we're going to actually do ours. What
No.
we did in the preseason.
Oh, well, you can bring. I didn't. I don't have what I did in the preseason. I know I'm wrong.
Oh.
I thought no. I was meaning like do end of like now that the
Okay,
season's over.
I can just BS.
Okay.
We're good.
Well,
We're
like
good, 'cause I didn't do
preseason,
it.
I'm pretty sure you and I both had Joe Burrow MVP. Probably Jamar Chase.
No, I had CeeDee Lamb.
You had CD. Oh yeah, CD Lamb, Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year. My guess is T.J. Watt.
Mine was 2.
Uh,
Comeback player of the year was Aaron Rodgers. Didn't happen.
yeah, Offensive Rookie was probably Caleb Williams.
Marv. Defensive player of the year, defensive rookie of the year, Dallas Turner. Didn't happen.
Yeah, that didn't happen either.
And then coach of the year, I had Robert Saleh. All right, you ask him and I'll tell you.
Okay.
Which one.
All right. So MVP.
I think you got to go with Joe Burrow losing. Which he is the real MVP. He'll always be asterisk Joe Burrow, but it should be Josh Allen.
Yeah, I have Josh
I know
Allen.
people are. It's probably going to be Lamar again because it's biased, but it should be Josh Allen with what he's done with that team. If you take Josh Allen off that team isn't anywhere near it. Honestly, if you put Sam Darnold on the Ravens team, I think he could put up similar numbers. Obviously not rushing, but passing.
Yeah, I was going to say Josh Allen. They were not expected to do very well at all.
No,
especially with like it wasn't. I wouldn't say it was a rebuild, but it was a fringe 8-win potential team. Mm-hmm. Probably get third in the division type year, like not highly regarded, and Josh Allen is the whole reason why they are where they are at. If you put Lamar on that team, he doesn't make the same throws as Allen does. Sure, he can get the rushing yards, whatever. It's Lamar. We all know he can run. But he's not making the plays to win some of the games that Josh Allen did, like those type of things. Josh Allen definitely deserves it this year.
Yeah, I agree.
Because, again, it's not just about the stats, because some of these awards, even, it's not just about the stats. Like, Jamar Chase, I guess we'll just move in. So, MVP, we both agree, Josh Allen. So, Offensive Player of the Year.
Chase, it's not even close.
I put Saquon Barkley just because he got to 2,000 rushing yards. But Jamar Chase is it probably should be Jamar Chase because he's a Triple Crown winner. But Saquon, that push with Saquon from the media and everything for reaching 2,000 and all that. Also, I'm
glad.
So.
I'm glad that he didn't break Derek Dickerson's record or a.
I didn't expect it to happen. As much as it would have felt great to see him get that against the Giants because it would have been fucking hilarious. It's already a big fuck you to the Giants. Like, hey, fuck you. I just ran for over 2,000 rushing yards, and you wouldn't pay me, and everything that you'd said on Hard Knocks basically happened. So it's already a big fuck you enough. So yeah, I'm gonna assume Barkley probably wins it, but I think Jamar Chase probably really deserves it with being a Triple Crown winner. I also think MVP records kind of have a impact on that a little bit too with it. Defensive Player of the Year.
Probably gotta go TJ.
What?
Yeah. Trying to think who else.
My top two were Trey Hendrickson, just because he was the sack leader, which usually, if you're the sack leader, you usually get it. But again, not a winning team. But who I picked was Pat Surtain. He was such a lockdown.
Let's look at these numbers.
Defensive back this year. He led the league in total reception yards. He had 4. But he was holding guys to 11 yards. You know, he was elite every game, it seemed like. And DBs don't typically win it, and I think this is a year that a DB definitely wins it because no front lineman, defensive lineman or anything really stood out.
You don't think so?
Not really.
Oh, I guess TJ isn't even top 3, and what's it called? Yeah, there isn't really a good one. I feel like because Kirby Joseph had 9 picks, which is crazy. Trey Henderson did have a lot, but then tackles like I don't know.
In a league that is offensive heavy, and you're on a team like the Broncos where your defense is very good, and you're guarding the best guy night in and night out, or every week, I guess, because it's not a night in, it's every week. But I think Pat, if this was a year for a non-defensive lineman to win it, it's this year for Pat Surtain.
Yeah, I just remember watching TJ Watt the whole year, and it slowed down, don't get me wrong, but just destroying games. Just getting in there, maybe it didn't come up on the board, but I just saw him freaking, control like that Falcons game with Kirk Cousins against the Steelers. He controlled that. He was controlling stuff. But I don't know.
Yeah.
It's hard. DBs.
Well, and that's the other one too, is DBs don't get it.
No.
It's hard to compare a lot of these positions because it's like when Aaron Donald was winning, he had stats, clearly. He had great stats, but he was also getting double and triple teamed and having these stats. So you took that as a, wow, that's really good, while some of these other guys aren't getting the double team rate that Aaron Donald saw. Or DBs. How do you judge? DBs are going to have, lesser tackles typically, especially if you're not getting thrown the ball at. But when you look at those stats that he has against those receivers, man, 1 catch for 8 yards in games, just super impressive. I think he was like the highest graded, if not top 3 graded, DBs all season. And like some of those guys were guys that didn't start as many games or, guard the top player like he did. But I'm going to take Pat Surtain. Offensive Rookie of the Year.
That's really, really hard. I would say it's got to be Jaden Daniels, but Bo Nix has such a running in there, man. But Jaden Daniels really took a team that everyone thought would be the last in that division or second last, and beat the Eagles, beat the Bears in a crazy finisher,
Beat the Eagles without their starting quarterback. All right.
He still did. I mean, it was impressive. Now, granted, Bo Nix is, I think they're 1A and 1B. Like, I think they're interchangeable, but yeah. I would say that's got to be the guy.
Yeah, I took Bo Nix, Oregon quarterback bias. He's second in touchdowns for a rookie. he had a rough. I know his first like 3 or 4 weeks was rough, but man, turned it around fast, and was one win away from, or was a blocked field goal away from beating the Chiefs. He put his team in place to win. I know it doesn't count, but man. Plus, Bo Nix, to me, for rookies, Bo Nix was like less sought of as a quarterback compared to Jaden Daniels. So, Bo Nix doing what he did, definitely impressive. Who would you go for defensive rookie of the year?
See, I don't know. I didn't really pay attention to the defensive rookies that much. I the one that always sticks out to me, I know he's probably not one of them. Like obviously they have fucking what's his guy like the I'm sure it'll be like Jared Verse or someone like that from fucking the Rams because he had a good year. But to me that the rookie from the Packers, what is his name? Linebacker.
Oh,
Edge
Edrin
rusher.
Cooper.
Edrin Cooper, I think, had a solid year. But I mean, there's a lot of them. I think Chop did pretty good. He ended up doing good, and then your guys' DB,
Quinyon Mitchell. And
Yeah.
Cooper DeJean. I mean, if you really
Yeah,
look at it, Cooper
Cooper DeJean did
DeJean was
well.
the difference maker on that defense once he started. He took over the starting role, and the
Yeah.
Eagles' defense was spectacular.
Yeah.
I took Jared
I was-
Versay, but Quinyon
Yeah, I
Mitchell
did.
was right there for me, just for the same reason as Pat Surtain. There wasn't anything spectacular from anybody, but Quinyon Mitchell was holding guys to one catch for 10 yards. Terry McLaurin on one catch for 10 yards, pretty fucking impressive.
It
So
is.
um,
It is. I really liked watching Cooper. I was really impressed with Edgerrin Cooper
I figured he
this
was going to
year.
be good too.
Dude, he was
I thought he was going to
fucking
get drafted
stud.
higher than he did, but
I
didn't
have
happen.
him in the dynasty, and I left him on my rookie taxi squad. Like, dude, like I was excited about it. I was like, dude, this guy's legit.
Yeah, and now you have him for next year. Yeah, I'm taking the guy that's going to destroy the Vikings offensive line this week, Jared Verse. Comeback player of the year.
Oh goodness. I had Rodgers.
I had Rodgers too, but
I I don't know. Do you put Sam Darnold in there for what he did? Like you could put him in there. Trying to think of who else.
Joe Burrow probably wins it just because he's not going to get the
Yeah,
MVP. If
yeah,
it was a record, if it was your record mattered type thing, Sam Darnold probably wins it. I have
yeah.
Joe Burrow winning it just because he is literally one game away from being the MVP, and all because they couldn't win, couldn't get it figured out early in September.
Yeah,
But yeah, Sam Darnold with the record, if that mattered, I would give it to Sam Darnold. But Joe Burrow's probably going to win comeback player of the year,
probably.
and then coach of the year.
Oh, KOC by far. Dan Quinn is impressive, making him go there. I mean, Sean Payton's impressive, but I think you went into the season with these rookie quarterbacks and you thought that they were your future. Like our rookie quarterback died, and we went in with Sam Darnold, which I think after last week, it's more impressive than people act like it is. To go
Yeah.
in and win 14 games, 14-3 is pretty damn good for having Sam Darnold, who I believe they said he won more games this year than he did with the Jets combined or something like that, or the Jets and
Wouldn't doubt
Panthers
it.
combined. No, he won more games this year than he did the whole time with the Jets. They said.
That's crazy. Yeah, I took KOC. I think all like Dan Quinn, Commanders, Sean Payton, Broncos, and KOC with the Vikings. I think they were all projected like 5 or 6 wins, right?
Oh yeah,
Not only did you guys doubled it practically, while the other ones just kind of like 1.5 did, but I would arguably say that you also had injuries. I mean, think about it. You had Jordan Addison
a
out.
lot.
Yeah, defensively, your
DJ was
DB,
gone.
you lost 2 DBs before the season even started. Like very very impactful. But yeah, I think KOC.
R.I.P.
KOC definitely deserves the Coach of the Year with what they were able to turn into. And I think with how the other awards are probably going to go, they're not going to dish it out to like multiple players on the same team. Like head coach and player, those type of things. I'm going to guess. All right, Marcus, where were you right on the season?
Well, I got a couple right. I predicted, and I didn't do it like Skinny. We did it a little bit differently. So I predicted the Lions to be the divisional winners of the North. I predicted the Eagles to be the divisional winners of the East. I obviously got the Chiefs and the Bills. So out of 8 divisions, I was 4 divisional winners, right? There's a lot of wrong.
There's a lot of wrong.
You want to hear my 14 playoff teams?
Yeah.
Bengals, Ravens, Jags, Bills, Chiefs, Dolphins. Well, you got
3
right there. My NFC teams, Lions, Eagles, Falcons, 49ers, Rams, Packers, Cowboys. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So I got half of the playoff.
Perfect split. Half of your divisional winners, half of your playoff teams.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, wrong. All right, so where I was right, I had 3 divisionals correct. I had the Eagles, Lions, and Chiefs. Those were the only 3 I had right. I had 1 correct because I do the actual like records, unlike you. I had the Ravens finishing 12-5, so I had that right. Last year I had 2. Downgraded.
Did they win every game that you thought they were going to?
I didn't go that far into it. I'd have to. Let me go look.
Yeah, look, you got it right. Look, buddy, look.
Well, we'll see. Probably not. There's no fucking way.
What if you did, though?
That would be crazy. Let's look real quick. NFL records. Okay, so I had them losing to the Chiefs. I don't know who they all lost to.
They lost to the Steelers. The first time.
I had them losing to the Steelers.
The second time.
The second time. So I guess kind of right.
Yeah, we'll give you that.
I had them losing to the Texans, but they beat the Texans.
They lost to the Bengals.
I had them beating the Bengals twice.
And then who else they lose to?
The Bills. They beat the Bills. I had them losing to the Bills. I had them losing to the Bucks. Did they beat the Bucks? I feel like they beat the Bucks. I don't remember.
I don't know.
Oh no, I came out to 12-5. That's all that matters, right?
All that matters, you got it right.
Exactly. Oh, the Eagles. I had them beating the Eagles, but Eagles beat them. So yeah, 12-5. I got 1 record right. And then last thing I was right on, I had the Titans, Raiders, Browns, Pats, Giants, Bears, Saints, all going under their predicted win-loss record of their over-unders. So by even some of those half a game, I was very close, but
hey, Skinny knows what he's doing, dog.
Still got them under. Well, if you bet the under on a parlay for those 7 teams, I imagine probably pretty decent if you could parlay them together. Where I was wrong, like you said, there was a lot wrong. There is more than just 4 things wrong that I wrote down, but these were the 4 big ones. The Jets and Bengals completely.
Yeah, me too.
Just completely wrong. And then 3 individual teams that I will own up to. I had the Commanders going 5-12. They went 12-5. I had the Rams going 7-10. They went 10-7. So basically, I just needed to flop the numbers on those. I was I was close enough, right? The numbers were right. Just maybe I'm dyslexic, all right? I wrote it wrong. And then the Broncos, I had going 3-14, and they finished 10-7. So those were definitely my where I was wrong. And then just the Jets and Bengals completely. Everything that with the Jets was wrong. Everything. Everything with the Bengals was wrong. There was no coming back from
You
that.
wanted to speak the Jets into existence,
Dude,
so
I
fucking
did
bad.
because they have such a talented team. Their defense so talented. Their offense so talented, but they sucked ass, and it was frustrating. We'll see what
Hey,
happens. Rodgers is going to make his.
I have Garrett Wilson in the other dynasty league. You want him for 2 first-round picks?
I have him in. I traded for him in our dynasty, which
Yeah.
I think it'll still be fine. Because I'll draft later in the round, and I'm probably not going to get shit anyway this year.
I did do them. I did do the draft. If you want to look at that, if you want to show the peoples. I said it. I did set a date for it too. You know how many days it is away? When do you think I set it, Skinny? I just want to know.
Well, last year we drafted June 1st, right?
No.
You set it for Saturday, June 21st at 5:00,
Mm-hmm.
which will
And
probably end up changing 162 days from now.
Gives us something to look forward to.
Our draft order. All right, you didn't fuck it up. Skylar, you, Sam, Jason. What's Alan's name? Jay Allen.
J-Ram.
Okay, then DJ, then my cousin, Alonzo, your cousin, me, AJ, then Austin.
Yep.
So I have pick 10. Well, I don't have pick 10. Skylar has pick 10 because I traded it away. Pick 10, I wasn't going to get shit anyway, so not going to worry about it.
Yeah, so me and Skylar, out of 36 picks, me and Skylar have 12 of them. Or 11 of them. That's insane. So we'll see. It's going to be a fun draft, though. I'm taking Cam Ward, number 2 overall. I'm calling it now.
I see what you did.
What did I do?
You picked up Joe Milton. Did you already have Joe Milton, or did you just go pick
I
him up?
had Joe Milton.
Oh, okay.
You didn't know I had Joe Milton?
No.
Yeah. No, my team, I'm projected, if you look at it next year, I'm projected to be the worst team in the league.
Oh, Jesus. Well, you better make some good first-round picks, I guess.
I got to make fantastic first-round picks because I put all my eggs. My receivers should be better, though. At least JSN was looking good.
Dude,
Freaking Stephon Diggs.
I have so many just young guys. I have so many rookies from this class. It's like I might have to move some of them. And like I have Blake Corum. I got the Kansas City guy. I got the Roman Wilson. Like I have so many. Donnie Mitchell. I have so many rookies.
You have Roman Wilson?
Yeah. I'm gonna have to figure some shit out. But all right, college football playoffs. We got number 7 Notre Dame versus number 6 Penn State. Notre Dame is favored by 1.5.
Give me Notre Dame.
Yeah, I'm taking Notre Dame. And then number 8 Ohio State plays number 5 Texas. Ohio State's favored by 5.5.
So I want to take Ohio State. I kind of want to take Texas, but we'll take Ohio State because they've been looking good.
Yeah, I'm taking Ohio State. I think Ohio State wins it all. They just both sides of the ball, they look good. Like Texas has been stagnant on both sides. Notre Dame has looked stagnant on both sides. You know, Penn State's looked stagnant on both, but Ohio State has looked so good on both sides of the ball when it matters. I know the regular season was whatever, but they've looked good on both sides of the ball when it matters. Give me Ohio State. And then regular season, I guess we went 33-25. I guess I don't remember. Bowl games, I'm currently 8-3, and you went 4-3 because you missed that first week. And then NFL playoffs. Or I guess last week. Let me finish the regular season quick.
Yeah, please.
We both went 10-6 last week. I finished the season 171 and 101. You finished the season 190 and 82. So solid. Just under a 2-to-1 ratio. Right? 80 and 8. Or no, you 2 and what was it?
I wanted to get a
It's like
3-1.
it's like 2.5 almost,
Yeah,
roughly.
I
Just
I had a
about.
good year.
Yeah,
That might be better than.
Oh yeah, I think last year I'd have to look at last year's. I'll go find the video, but I'm pretty sure we both finished with over 100 wrong picks last year, like well over 100.
Yeah, we had some rough weeks last year. I don't think I went under 500 this year at all.
No, probably not. I had 1 week of that, and then, unlike you, I took some gambles with some picks.
There was no point in it this year. There's
Well,
literally no.
I mean, there was some right. Like 1 week, I had like 4 or 5 of those gambles right, and then the other weeks they'd fuck me. So, but all right, let's do the playoffs. We have.
Okay.
Oh, first off, let's talk about playoff teams, seedings, and then we'll do the picks. Kansas City bye week 15-2. Number 2 seeds Buffalo at 13-4. 3 seeds Baltimore 12-5. 4 seeds Houston at 10-7. 5 is the Chargers at 11-6. 6 seed is Pitt at 10-7, and Denver is 7 seed 10-7 for the AFC. NFC Detroit's 15-2 at the 1. Eagles 14-3 at the 2. The 3 is Tampa Bay at 10-7. 4 is the Rams at 10-7. 5 are the Vikings at 14-3, which is I love to see. 6 is Washington at 12-5, and 7 is Green Bay at 11-6. All right, let's go over the matchup and pick'ems.
Okay. Saturday, January 11th, 2025, folks, because we're in the new year. The LA Chargers take on the Houston Texans. Give me those Chargers.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Chargers too. The Texans have just not looked good.
They stumbled their way into a playoff spot.
They're just lucky their
because
division
of
was
yeah.
their division was ass.
Yeah. Same day, the Saturday night game. The Pittsburgh Steelers take on the Baltimore Ravens. Give me the Ravens.
You know, it's hard to beat a team 3 times in a season. But you know what? They're like me. We beat Marcus all the time. Give me the Ravens.
Well, they went 1-1 with them. Thank you very much.
Well, you got 1 win, but yeah, give me the Ravens.
Sunday, January 2nd, 12th, 2025. The Denver Broncos take on Buffalo, and give me Buff-I-Lo.
Yeah, give me the Bills. Can't go wrong with the Bills. I think it'll be a better game than people think just because the Broncos' defense is super good. But give me Buffalo.
Green Bay Packers take on the Philadelphia Eagles. I think this could be an upset game. Jalen Hurts is still not back. Still not.
He practiced today.
Oh, he did for the first time? Well, I want to take the Packers actually really bad. I really like Jordan Love, and I could see them beating him, but I'm going to take Philadelphia just because it feels right.
You lost Christian Watson, so a lot of impact. You lost Jair Alexander, which is major for your DBs. And week 1 we played, we barely beat them. We weren't at the Lincoln. We were in fucking Brazil. Bullshit. We lost a home game. And this defense is playing way, way better than what they saw last time. So give me the fucking Eagles.
The Washington Commanders take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Give me Tampa.
See, this is another game that I think the Commanders could pull off a win.
Yeah, they could win. They could win. This is very doable.
Baker,
I love my boy Baker.
Baker has been good. The difference maker, I think, here is the Bucs have actual passing game outside of Mike Evans, while the Commanders are still like, who's your wide receiver too? You have Terry McLaurin and then Zach Ertz, and then you have Mike Evans and McMillan's been fucking perfect, and then you have Otten, who's been playing. Even their backup tight end has been good, and then you have Bucky Irvin and Rashid White out of the backfield. Yeah, I think the Bucs take it.
Yeah. And then Monday, January 13th, 2025. Samuel L. Darnold and the Minnesota Vikings take on the fucking Rams. Give me the Vikings, but I don't feel good about it. You're gonna take the Rams.
I'm taking the Rams.
So,
Dude, oh man, the Rams defense has been playing way better than expected. Clearly, the Vikings team has been playing better than expected.
I don't want to talk about it.
I don't trust Sam Darnold, and I know 99.9% of Vikings fans don't either. But you're still gonna clearly root for him. But yeah, give me Matthew Stafford in the playoffs against Sam Darnold with a healthy Puka, with a healthy Cooper Kupp, with a healthy Kyren Williams. Give me the Rams at home. I'm sorry. No, because you feel the same way. You're just being a devoted fan. I understand.
No,
We can't. We pick our favorite team every week. Clearly, we're gonna do that. And even though we know our team is probably gonna lose, we still pick them.
I should have just not picked them, and they would have won. They'll win it all.
But hey, we're fading each other. Every other pick we have, the same. But that's that one difference maker. One of us is gonna come out ahead on the pick'em this week. So. But yeah, playoff football gonna be great. The college football playoff going to be great. Like I said, that game's tonight, released tonight. Thursday for the Notre Dame Penn State game. I think Texas Ohio State plays Friday or Saturday. I don't remember. Enjoy the playoffs if your team is in it. Enjoy it. Titans fans, enjoy being on the clock for the next couple months. You're probably going to take Cam Ward, is my guess. With that, go follow us on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, X.
Really?
Don't fucking say it. Nope.
Anywhere you get podcast needs is where you need to go.
Facebook, we have a page. Instagram, all that good stuff.
Why don't you just like and subscribe?